Hello, this is Deborah with Redirecting, and I'm going to be talking about a very important subject. A lot of you have shared a very tragic story with me concerning a young woman whose life was taken. She was a member of a very popular Israelite camp, IUIC, and I want to be very, very careful with how I approach this subject because I don't know if her mom is in the truth, but I do know that I saw a video where she has been reaching out to IUIC for some answers as to what has happened with her daughter and what she is entitled to that. I don't know if they plan on reaching out to her at all or if she's just going to be kept wondering. At this point, not a lot is known about what happened with this young lady. As of now, from what I know, they still have not found her body. And so there are a lot of question marks yet and still about this situation. Again, this is as far as I know. A lot of you have sent the story to me, and just doing my own searches, I've seen a number of news outlets covering this story, and they are very vague as well with the information. Again, the interview that I saw with her mother was just basically them asking her questions and her making some attempts to reach out to the organization that her daughter was a member of. And she said that she looked at them like they were family, and this was like her life for the most part. Now, I'm talking about this is because it's really one of those things that you just have so much you can say because a number of you have also reshared, should I say, the video where the leader of IUIC was saying that a lot of daughters of Zion need to be killed or going to be killed and all this kind of stuff. And when it's at the hands of one of their members, then you kind of have to question if there's any value on the lives of the daughters of Zion. Because from what I can tell so far, again, not a whole lot of information about this is out there that I know of. But from what I can tell so far, the young lady was a student. Okay. There's not anything that I can see on the surface that anyone can label her with. Okay. And so, you know how many times there will be people who will try to justify, well, she was this way or she was that way, as if to soften the blow of what was done to her. I don't know much about the man who did this to her or whatever. Everything is just kind of strange at this point. Someone apparently has confessed to doing something to her, but without the recovery of her remains, then one can ask what's really going on here, because some of her family members have stated that they're just hoping that she would just come home. So is she still missing? Is she deceased? What's going on here? I don't like this kind of stuff because it leaves a lot of people wondering. And I'm not trying to spend a whole lot of time talking about this specific situation. Okay, I just wanted to touch on it because what I want to talk about after this is directed to the daughters of Zion in general, not just about this particular story, because we don't have a lot of information at this point. I talked to my daughters about it because some of my daughters are marrying age, and we have taught them very well how they are supposed to be as young women. They are not going to be young women who are just going to go after someone just because he wants to marry them, but he's got to love the Most High. He's got to love them. He's got to be a man of virtue. Okay. It can't just be someone with a pecker. That's not enough. You have to love the Most High. And this is not a thing of a verbal announcement. Oh, I love the Most High. You can tell if someone really loves the Most High and values the leadership of the Most High. I think that is one of the most important things you can teach your daughters. Make sure that man is not just someone thumping and toting the Bible around, but make sure that this man has a real relationship with the Most High and is not some religious nut who just can't wait to get his hands on her. And so it's very important that our daughters understand these things, because as you see, their lives can depend on it. This isn't the only story that has surfaced where a daughter of Zion has been killed by a Hebrew Israelite. This is not the only story. A few years back, there was another sister who her Hebrew Israelite man shot her in the face and killed her. And some of you, especially you brothers, don't like for me to talk about these things. I even had a few sisters who, said some things as if I shouldn't be talking about these things, you see. And I'm thinking, why shouldn't I be talking about this? I have daughters, and many of you have daughters, and there are a lot of young women who follow our ministry and follow this channel. Why shouldn't I talk about them being safe? You're trying to protect a religious order, and I'm trying to protect the daughters of Zion. Where do your loyalties lie? If everyone was in alignment with the will of the Most High Yah, then you wouldn't concern yourself with whether or not the image is being tarnished. It doesn't tarnish the image if someone sounds the alarm and tells the daughters of Zion to be careful. It tarnishes the image when the person who decides that they're going to take a woman's life for whatever reason he's taken her life. That is what tarnishes the image. We are not a part. This is why we have declared we are not a part of a religious order of any kind. We used to be Christians and we said no more to religious organizations. Hebrew Israelites is a religious organization too. Some of you don't like it when I say that, but you have to understand we were not called Hebrew Israelites in ancient times. That is just some terminology that our people have taken up. And because they don't want to let it go, they fight tooth and nail to try to prove it as something right, using words, recent words that were assigned by these Jewish people. The word Hebrew was created by them, just like the word Jew. So how were we ever called in the ancient times, Hebrew Israelites? We were never called that. So since a lot of our people have decided to take on this religious order and have these cultish-like ways to where they think women should just be killed for whatever reason they deem necessary. Just like Yahushua said, he that's without sin cast the first stone. You have a lot of men who want to cast stones and kill the daughters of Zion for whatever reason, while they themselves are full of sin, just riddled with it. I recall hearing a video where there's a man. I don't even know if I want to call him a man, and certainly not a brother. There was a dude, a Hebrew Israelite dude, who was addressing an elderly woman, looked like she was in her 70s, and he said with his own ignorant mouth that he can't wait to start killing some of these old bitchs. He says when Yahweh Shai, that's what they call him, when Yahweh Shai comes back, he can't wait to start killing some of these old bees. And I said to myself, I'm definitely not a part of some religious institution that promotes that type of behavior as if they are righteous men carrying out the orders of Yah. Again, he that is without sin cast the first stone. And these men are certainly not without sin. We know what the laws spoke of back in the Bible days. We know what the laws were. Okay? But no one is certainly not living according to those laws to the fullest to be in a position to where they think that they can be the ones to drive the javelin through someone else's gut for a sin that they believe that they have committed. This behavior of our people is off the chain. I was really disgusted when I heard of what happened to this young woman. I was disgusted because her mom, her family, could have come around to the truth. I don't know if they're in it or not. Okay. But having someone take their daughter's life or knows where her daughter is, if she's just missing, I would certainly hope that she's just missing, but apparently someone has confessed to doing something to her. And it pains me to even say that because I have children her age, and it's really sad that she put her trust in an organization that claims to represent the Most High Yah, and she has lost her life, or she is missing, or something has happened to her. No one knows where she is. Daughters of Zion, you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful. Don't let the sweet words of a brute beast lure you into a trap of death. Now, I am not talking about righteous men of the Most High Yah. I am talking about brute beasts. Do not be lured in by brute beast. Don't allow these men to say soft words to you that will cause you to let down your spiritual guard and find yourself in a situation where you are either afraid for your life or your life is taken from you. Don't let that happen, daughters of Zion. You've got to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You've got to be wise. Don't allow loneliness to be a deciding factor in bad decision making. Don't allow the temptation of sin to cause you to enter into a situation that is not favorable for you or your future. Now, in this case of the young woman, Joy, I don't know if she was in a relationship with anyone. Again, not much is known. I don't know. I don't know if it was just a member who did something to her. We don't know. And finding out details, that's going to be one of those things that has to be put in the hands of the Most High Yah. All we know is what has been reported thus far. And so far, even the fact that she is being declared as missing or dead, and family members are hoping that she would come home alive. Some have accepted that she is dead based on the admission. Yah knows at this point what is going on. And all I know is that we all have a duty to admonish one another daily while it is today. And also, we as the daughters of Zion have got to warn other daughters of Zion about situations such as this. We've got to warn other daughters of Zion to be careful, to be wise, and don't let men use trickery. They can even use the Bible. A lot of them use the Bible to trick you into relationships. Just because someone can quote the Bible does not make them a man or woman of the Most High Yah. There's a lot more to it than that. You've got to have a relationship, a real relationship. A relationship where you honor the Most High. You love Him. You trust Him. You lean on Him. And that He is the author and the finisher of everything in your life. Okay, daughters of Zion. Be careful. I love you all dearly. I want you to be very careful. Be wise. If you pray and seek the Most High Yah, He will definitely bless you with the desires of your heart. The scripture says, delight yourself in Yahuwah, and He will give you the desires of your heart. But you must truly delight in Him. And with that, I will say shalom. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.